I am your host, Harrison Graham. We're going to queue up some callers, get to your questions here in just a moment. Appreciate you guys for sticking with us here and joining into the live chat. We got over, looks like 35, 36 people live, so appreciate that as a lot of folks from YouTube just getting in over here. We'll go ahead and start taking some calls. We got Bear Down Smith. He's up first here. Bear Down, welcome in. All you got to do is unmute yourself, and I'm ready to go. What's up?
Are you confident starting Khalil Herbert if David Montgomery goes down or say, like, he has COVID or something?
I am. We saw last year, Bear Down, that Khalil Herbert is more than serviceable. I thought he ran well. I think it was that Raiders game he stepped in, played really well, showed some stuff throughout the season. So, yeah, I think he's more than capable as a starter if you need him to be. Now, obviously, Montgomery's the better back right now. But if Monty got hurt or missed the game for COVID or whatever the case may be, I don't think you'd have to panic and feel like you have to go at a starting caliber running back. I think Herbert would be just fine, and Treston Ebner could take some carries as well. So, yeah, I think that would be perfectly fine. We'll go to the next caller here on the Callin app. We'll go from Bear Down to Da Bears fan. Welcome in, Da Bears fan. I think we talked to you last week. What's going on?
Hey, what's up, boss? I'm not going to be as long-winded as I was, I promise.
You're good. Go ahead.
I rewound that, and I was like, God damn, I talked a long time.
It's all good.
Anyway, so I heard some reports today, I don't know how true they are, that Eberflus has declined to have joint scrimmages with teams. I don't know if that's real or not, but wanted your thoughts on it. Also, I wanted your opinion on how we're going to approach this preseason. Now, obviously, we have a new offense, a bunch of new pieces everywhere in the coaching staff and the personnel. I know traditionally we don't want the starters to be playing a whole lot. We want to be a lot more conservative and kind of ramp up. But would you give most of the nods to these starters, especially to Justin Fields, the O-line, and these receivers, if not the defense, and give them a lot more playing time in preseason to kind of gel together instead of just doing a quarter here, a half here, a quarter here like they should?
Yeah. It's a fair question. Sounds like you cut out there at the end, but I got the bulk of it. Let me answer the first part first. Eberflus said this about the potential joint practice scrimmages, which if you're not aware, sometimes teams at training camps will do like a joint scrimmage with another team. The Bears did it with the Dolphins last year. They've done it with other teams in the past. What Eberflus said today, he didn't say they've declined doing so. What he said is he hasn't found a team where the schedules really line up. He said he's still talking to one team. He didn't name that team as potentially linking up, but he said at this point in time he's not expecting it to happen. So I'd put it at one smoking J that there's a joint practice this year. Don't think it's a huge deal if there's not. If they can work it out, great. If not, no big deal. I think there's going to be enough competition within this own roster anyway. I don't think you have to go up against another team. As far as the second part of the question, it's a good question. It's something I'll definitely address and give even more thoughts as we get closer to the preseason. But I do think that especially the offense should get a lot of playing time in the preseason. I think Justin Fields for at least one of the games should play 3 quarters. I would like to see that. Maybe it's the second preseason game. Maybe the first game he plays a quarter and a half, maybe a half. Second game is the dress rehearsal. He plays 3 quarters. And then maybe the third game he plays, 2 drives or something like that. But you don't want to play these guys the entire game, but I would like to play him a lot in the preseason with this new offense, work out some of those kinks. So I think that is a very legitimate thing they should do, and I think it's something that they'll consider doing. I'll be curious to see what Eberflus' thoughts on that are. So what do you guys think? Should the Bears play starters more in the preseason than they normally would? Type Y for yes, type N for no. You can get down in the comments section and get your thoughts on that one. All right, we'll go to the next caller here. We have, it looks like Wolf is in the chat. Wolf, welcome in. If you hit that mic button in the bottom right hand of your screen, you'll be good to go. What's going on?
What's up, bro? How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good, bro. So I just had a couple questions. So, first off, I was just, curious. Are you, legitimately, a Bears fan? You were growing up as a Bears fan? Or were you, hired to, do this?
Okay, let me address this because I get this question a lot. I cover the Bears as a job. Now, I really like the Bears. They're a lot of fun. I would say over time I've become a fan, but I won't fake it and say that I've been a fan from birth. I grew up in Texas, but I like the Bears a lot. I cover other teams for Chat Sports. It is a job, but I like doing this. You guys have seen me do Twitter or on Twitter, do Instagram live shows, doing this on Callin. This is the team I'm most passionate about at this point in time. So it is a job, though. So keep that in mind. Like, sometimes I do other videos and you're like, so you're not a real Bears fan? I'm like, well, I mean, try to put food on the table. So in a perfect world, I would only cover the Bears, but that's not where we're at this point. So that is how I will answer that question. Let's go to Joey Savage. Is this like Joey Shakes? Who knows? Joey Savage, welcome into the show. Joey, you got to unmute your. Oh, there you go. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you. What's up?
All right, sounds good. I just had two things, one question and then one statement. I was going to say, did you see that Nick Wright predicted us to have 11 wins this year? And then my statement would be, I think our max is 9 wins at the very best.
I did see what Nick Wright said. I actually covered it on YouTube just a little bit ago. It'll be on a video going out later today as well. But I'll give more thoughts here. He definitely is pretty optimistic about the Bears, obviously. I think their ceiling could be higher than 9 wins. I had them winning 9 games, I think, or 9 or 10 in my record prediction. That was a really optimistic outlook. I think I did 9. I think this team could win anywhere from 5 to 10 games, honestly. The schedule is easier than last year. That's why I think they're capable of maybe winning 8 or 9 games. But I am with you. Like, this is obviously a bit of a transition year, so I certainly understand that thought of it. But, schedule's easier. If Fields has a big takeoff season, I think they could win more than they won last year, which was 6 games on a garbage team against a hard schedule. So we'll see what happens on that front. You guys can predict below what will the Bears' record be this season. 17-game schedule this year. Let us know down in the comment section. We're going to get to our next caller here in just a second. We've got some folks in the live chat as well. See what you guys are saying. New to the app from PAbs4444. I'm assuming my audio isn't on. So PAbs, here's the deal. You got a request to talk. You have to hop into the caller queue as I get back here on my screen, and I pod you guys up. There's a way for you guys to do that. You just request to talk. You click a button to do that, and then I pod you guys on. I see 7 people in the caller queue, so you have to unmute yourself when you get on, but you should be able to hear me just fine. If I'm having audio issues, let me know. But, yeah, it's a very simple app. So please subscribe, chatsports.com/BearsCallin. If you're on the Callin app already, just hit that sub button. Just crossed over 200 subscribers here on Callin. I want to answer all your questions. I want to connect with all of you. So an opportunity to get to know you guys a little bit more as we continue to move forward. All right, Jack is next up here. Jack, welcome in. All you got to do is unmute yourself, and we'll be good to go. What's up, Jack? Jack, looks like you're still muted, so you got to hit that mic icon in the bottom right of your screen. There you go. What's up, Jack?
Okay. That was actually me asking about my audio. If it was
there you
on
go.
Or not.
Perfect.
So,
yeah, you're good to go.
Yeah, cool. I didn't know if you had to hold down or if just pressing once was good enough. So my question is, obviously, we've seen that the national media expects the Bears to not do well this season. What would a good record look like, but still get us a top 10 pick in the draft next year? Because obviously I do not want us to tank, but there's no denying the fact that a top 10 draft pick would be incredibly helpful.
A good record, but still getting a top 10 pick. Well, it wouldn't be a good record, but like respectable. Honestly, what you did last year, 6-11, 7-10, competitive, more competitive. Fields improves, you lose a bunch of close games, and then you get a top 10 pick, add an impact player, get busy in free agency, and then next year you're really ready to make moves. I think something like that, 6 to 7 wins, would probably have you between the 7th and 10th or 11th pick. So I think somewhere in that range is probably what you would be looking at there, Jack. So I think that is something to look at. We'll go to the next caller here. Bear Down back in the chat. Bear Down, what's up? Go ahead and ask me your question.
Would you accept this trade? 2 seconds, a 2024 first for DK Metcalf, and we add Byron Pringle into that trade.
24 first, 2 seconds, and Pringle. That's a lot. A first, 2 seconds, and a starting receiver. I probably would not.
I mean, you could also take Pringle out of the deal. I think the Seahawks would also accept that. But
a first and 2 seconds. Yeah, I mean it's a 2024 first. I might consider that. Poles has said that he isn't going to make one of these big receiver trades at this point in time, so I don't think it's super likely. Would I consider it? Maybe. I'd probably want to take off one of those seconds. I'd probably want to do a first and a second. I'd rather give up a first next year and a second than 2 seconds and a first down the road. So that is probably what I would say to that. Let us know what you guys think. Name a player that you would like to see the Bears go out and trade for.